Welcome to the Division fight, where I'll be replying playing to Marco's, but more of his community too. And you know, I'm your host, and I know a lot about Division, or a good amount. And this is Uplift Cub. He only knows what I tell him.
Warning, entering.
So meanwhile, I want to test this. And I think we're already seeing the difference.
Already.
Yeah, so what if it's not apparent, it'll be in a minute. The way you play the highest level Dark Zone, especially the PvE content. Oh, as your boy almost gets mowed down. Talking all that shit. Fuck it, I'm using a blue. Damn, your boy getting mowed down. Kinda got caught on my own bullshit, huh?
What happened?
I think everything spawned in at the same time or something, man. Well, until everything went wrong, the point was, the way you play the highest level Dark Zone, you just get in the middle of this shit, and you start fighting and shit, the AI. And on the other one, and this is something that I really was thinking about, because he said it, he pitched the idea, not me. He doesn't like cover-based shooters, because he thinks, he's with the full adage that it was there to help consoles because they can't aim. And I was saying, whether that's true or not, I don't really know or care. I was saying, if that's the point, then what live action fighting is to turn-based combat or 2D and 3D, you know, like cover-based combat is a game where it's high risk, high reward. It's literally everything you do is calculated because it's turn-based combat. And then in the higher Dark Zone, it is not. It's just an action shooter game. But when you're doing the other one, it is all about manipulating the AI and how they attack you and managing all the games, everything at once and shit. And then you play this shit here. And if I was running a more OP PvE build, I would have mowed through that, but I wanted to go something a little more neutral, so I went Nomad. You know, we'll add an extraction too. We'll, cause like I already showed that the enemies, it'll be in the vid. Like it goes from fighting purples and whites to like it's gonna be a bunch of golds and purples. That's it. There's no whites. But we'll see. We're gonna extract. If I get ganked, it's whatever. It's actually not gonna happen. They might cut my rope.
Warning, you are now entering a contaminated area.
I think.
So that's why I was like, I can't stop rope cutters on this build. It's just, I have to spec more into it, and at that point, it defeats the purpose of the PvE farming. I like my anti-rope cutter build on my striker because it's just really one other thing I swap around, and it's not a huge deal, and I can do it. But this build, no, no chance.
Exiting the contaminated area.
But yeah, I don't know. I was never thought about it, but I mean, I don't. This is what I mean. First person shooter, third person, don't care. Turn based, you know, turn based, live time, cover based shooter. Like I don't really like. I don't care. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Because I heard people talking about all that, like some of the players on this game. They're like, oh, I don't play first person shooters, and I'm just like, man, I don't really get what's the difference. I'll play both. I'll play anything. RTS, you know, like it don't matter. I think the turn-based works because like you played Battlefield 3. Is it in a way that's cover-based shooting? Like it's not like chest-high walls like COD. It's literally you push up cover to cover, sector to sector. That's what it is. It's just you don't latch on like in this game. It's more flowing, but I mean it's still at the end of the day it's very similar though.
15 seconds.
So that's one character down. The bigger picture from all this actually though is I had known back when I came back to go and play the other Dark Zones, the lower one, right?
Yeah.
But why, you know? So that's why I wanted to dig in. And for the longest time, I thought it was just some of the more. But now that I've seen it and I've gotten better at it and played with a random again and see how they do, and it's just hell for them because he's good in the normal Dark Zone, but in the it's like I said, it's just a lot of the shit people bitch about was actually fixed in the original game. They just didn't like the original game, and so when I'm playing it, it's kind of the original game. Right, you can kill like 4 purple enemies with one clip in it, just nothing, and it's a lot harder to do it because the bullets hit harder. Everything feels like it hits. You take more damage, but you put more damage out. It feels in the general scheme, and then that's why I said the higher one is just on some bullshit with all the builds and shit, and it works because it gives you a range, but. You know, I could be the gear sets and everything kind of. You don't really ever feel there's no power. There's no like power issue. It's just you always got some power one way or the other. I could be on a healer build and still do fine in PvE. I can do okay, you know, and that's the worst option. Like no extra damage, just real generic build, and I can do okay. Like I can hang on my own for a little bit. It's tough, but you know, you have a super build and it's like that on the other Dark Zones. Like no matter how good you are, you're still gonna have an issue. And that's what I like. You know, it's like ODST Firefight versus Halo Reach. One of them, super challenging, tough, gruel, feels good, has a good pace. Halo Reach just feels like an arcade mode, just doesn't have the same grittiness. And it could have had that. Your boy 17 on the weekly, 3 on the monthly. This dude is farming his ass off. I don't have him blocked either. And this guy... What's he got? He's farming low D-Tech, man. And he's extracting probably just random purple items. What a weirdo.
Warning. This area. Warning. Readings indicate